What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Home Slice. Man, the summer here in New Zealand has finally conquered me, and I love my canvas work pants and my cotton shirts, but I had to go out this week and buy some synthetic stuff because I'm getting absolutely swamped with sweat and the humidity this summer. You guys can probably hear the cicadas in the background, and oh, this is what I really like to see. I'm back by the fallen pine tree that I was working on when I did the kukri versus parang video, and got the New Zealand tree ferns growing strong. Got a carpet of ferns back here, and getting rid of those invasive species that I cut down every week so that the native stuff can take root again. Really cool stuff. I love doing this. It's really rewarding. This tournament, we have got axes coming at you. And these first two arms will have short and longer versions of combat axes or tomahawks or breaching axes versus outdoors made traditional axes. In this episode, we've got this crazy tomahawk. I don't know what the brand is. My friend Andrew sent me this. Look how thick this thing is behind the edge. It's just absolutely almost like half a centimeter, eighth of an inch, I don't know. Today we are going to pit that breaching axe slash tomahawks against a Wetterlings Hatchet. I haven't looked into this brand much, but they are fairly premium. Both of these come from my viewer Andrew. This thing sharpened up to somewhere in the 220s. Put that on screen now. This guy is so wide and obtuse at the edge. I ground and ground and ground and ground. I do my edges by hand, and it took me forever to repair the previous damage that was in it. And once I did, it flipped this big burr, but I found the angle was so obtuse on this. Anytime I would go to strop, it would round it over, and I took it back to the stone and tried again. In the end, the only way I could get it to slice printer paper was by just raising a burr one more time and then not stropping, but coming to the other side and making a little micro bevel, like bringing a ceramic rod up just a tiny bit and then scraping it edge leading. That got us an edge that was slicing printer paper, but it's still around 400 best. So I don't anticipate this thing will go well. I don't anticipate it will be much of a competition, but I'm excited to see what the physics and the dynamics are of it nonetheless. And your average budget combat axe faces off against a more proper traditional. Let's get into it.
Wild was the winter, she had strength left within her. Ground grew colder and covered in white. The woods wept and shivered, they were raised for their timber. If they could, they would run for their life. And you were home and warm. We were wild and chase down my demons, whittling down to the wire. The only solution was your whispered revolution, sparking the forest on fire. And you were in the flames. The world was being tamed.
All right, so what is the verdict on these axes? Well, I think the thickness behind the edge really killed the experience on the Tomahawk. One thing that I will say for it, it's quite lightweight and easy to swing. So swing repetition could go quite quickly, bam, 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 bam. But the penetration was limited by the fact that it just has such an obtuse convex to this thick edge. A lot of the things that I ended up cutting, other than the stuff I took video of at the end, were real small and flexible things, and that's not necessarily the best type of thing to cut with an axe. It presents a lot of challenges, and yet I feel that there is a value to actually putting a tool to a use that's on the sort of edge of its intended scope of usefulness, because it sort of allows to come to the surface which tools are the most versatile, which tools you can push into a position that's not exactly what they were designed for, and they'll still deliver a lot of performance. In that regard, I have to say both axes did all right. The Wetterlings did better, cutting through things that were quite small, and it wasn't too much strain on the wrist to kind of go through something small, and then you sort of absorb that weight of the swing with your wrist in an axe. But I will say this, last week with the kukri and the golok, I would rate both of those tools far more versatile than the axes which I use today, because the range of things that you can cut down ranges from quite small to huge, and you're still getting a lot of bang for your buck. I have to say, there's no question in my mind, the Wetterlings was the champion, definitely, of this round. Good penetration. It would be interesting in the future to test it against my Condor Scout axe and compare the two small hatchets. Going on to the next round, the Wetterlings Hatchet. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to see the wrap up of my last tournament, where a kukri took on the Condor Bushcraft Parang, that link is on screen now. For the rest of you guys, I'll say peace out from the home slice. You guys take care. Bye.